And probably about a year and a half ago, I got kind of dissatisfied with both parties, especially when it came time for the TAR bailout. And I didn't think that was completely thought through, and the reason was I came to the conclusion was I don't think they had enough practical real-world experience in the Congress at the time. I grew up in West King County on a farm, and I served 22 years total in the Air Force, and then I've also been running a business down in Jackson, Missouri for 17 years. And I think that practical experience is probably going to help in Washington, D.C. As they make decisions trying to move our country forward. Now, I looked at the way the congressmen normally go to Congress. They get lobbyist money, they get big donor money, they deal with a major party, they buy all the advertising, and then they go to Congress owing to these people. And I call that putting the same ingredients back in the cake. And you get the same cake every time. And that's essentially what we've been ending up with for the last 50 years. So I thought, well, let's try a little bit different. Let's do an independent run without a party. And then also, as far as financing is concerned, only my wife and I have paid for the campaign financially. We've got a lot of volunteers that have been helping us. And we get a lot of word of mouth, YouTube, Facebook exposure, etc. But I did not want to go to Washington owing anybody. And hopefully then you'll be able to appreciate, you know, the commitment that my wife and I have made to make this happen. I'd like to go on and on about that, but really what I want to do is I want to talk a little bit about getting on the ballot as an independent candidate. And I think you guys will kind of identify with this. I know this didn't happen once, this happened several times, but what I would do is I'd go door to door, you know, and I'd knock on a door and meet a perfect stranger and go, hey, my name is Larry Bill, I'm from Jackson. I want to run for Congress as an independent. The only way I can do it is you as a registered voter if you'll sign my petition. And they said, well, you know, what do you want, or what do you want to do when you get there? So, well, I want to follow the Constitution to start with. I think we need term limits for congressmen. I think we need to reduce our spending. I think we need energy independence. And I think we need to stop illegal immigration. And once I got those points across, you know, they said, yeah, finally, somebody with objectives, they would sign. And I'd like to say it's because they like me, but really I think it was more because the people in Missouri believe that everybody deserves a fair shot. And that's why I think we actually ended up on the ballot. But what I'm trying to get to is, I would go up to these people, you know, and I would go, and they would be actually standing there with their arms folded, looking down at me going, who in the heck are you and why are you talking to me about this? And it was very, I'd be talking to somebody, some people go, oh, I'll sign immediately, but a lot of people would go, looked at it with very extreme skepticism, okay? And so then I'd go, well, I'm Larry Bill running, and they're still at that look at me. And then I go, these are my objectives, and they keep looking at me. But I got a marketing degree, so as a salesman, you just keep pitching and pitching and pitching until you hear no. And that's what I kept doing, you know. So I keep pitching and pitching and pitching. This happened more than once. And they would go, they'd look at me, you know, with kind of a scowl on their face and everything, and I just kept talking and talking and talking and talking. Finally, I'd get to the end, and they'd go, it's about time somebody stepped out and did something. You know, do you know we're $13 trillion in debt? Do you know they didn't fix the Gulf crisis because they could have got the waivers to the Jones Act? And I mean, these people would sit and cite problem after problem after problem after problem that our country was facing, and it just flabbergasted me because I thought that I was losing, when in fact we were finding more and more and more common ground. Now there's a lot of common ground right here in this room. You guys could have been doing 100 other things today, but you have concern about our nation just like I do. And you came in and you wanted to expose yourself and invigorate yourself and to see what we can do to find solutions to improve our nation. And I clearly identify with you. We're not all going to agree on everything. But that's okay, because that's what we Americans do. We lay all our problems out on the table, good, bad, and different. And we we tell each other what we think. And thank God we've got that freedom to be able to do that. And that's what I hope to keep doing when I get into Congress. So I would appreciate your help. I'd appreciate your support. But above all, please go to the polls in November and vote for the person that you think is most qualified to go back to Washington, D.C., as well as represent you in the State House of Jeff City. Thank you. And if you have any more information you need to get, please go to larrybill.com. We've got a website where we talk about solutions and what we've been doing during the race. Thank you.